Hey Jonathan, just like to say, first up, sorry, as I get comfortable in my chair. First up, like to say, great job on the videos. I watch them; they've always helped me out. This is a music video, music response. This is a video response to your music industry video. I've written down a few notes just so I know where I'm going. I'm a DJ, so from Melbourne, Australia. And I guess start off with a little bit about me. Been DJing for 2 years, doing the mobile stuff, as you say, for parties around people's houses, that kind of thing. And I've also been doing club stuff for the past 6 months. And I've been using this bit of kit here, the Tractor S4. I think it's wonderful. It's amazing. And we'll go through what points I've got here. What have we got first up? DJ apps. I think DJ apps are good for capturing the spontaneity of the idea. So if you have an idea and you're an hour and a half away from home on a train, on a bus, or wherever, and you think, oh shit, how good would this and this sound together? And you have the app on your phone, off you go, straight away. But if you don't, you're going to have to write it down somewhere and you're going to have to wait till you get home. And when you get home, you might not have time because, you might have to go walk the dog or do something like that. So I think the apps are kind of good for that own individual creativeness. Aside from that, or anything outside of that, I think there is no use. I think that it would just fall short of using actual proper kit. What have I got next? Sync button. I've noted that down because yes, this kit does have sync button, but no, I don't use it. I can use CDJs, have used CDJs in the club before. I do want to learn vinyl. I think vinyl would be probably one of the ultimate goals of myself, just to eventually learn and know how to use properly. I think that would be really awesome to do. But no, yeah, the sync button on this has been mapped to do nothing. I will remap it to help me in any other way. I think it can, I don't know, maybe use it for that little looper thing it's got in the middle, which I never really use. So yeah, my sync button mapped to nothing. I think the sync button is useless. It just kills it. Kills the fun. I mean, if you sit there, push the sync button, push play, that's it. Your job's done. Which no, your job's not done. You've got to, look at the crowd, see how they're reacting, amp up the crowd, see who's watching you, because if you're not moving, the crowd's not moving. Plain and simple. And if you have to be so lazy as to hit a couple of buttons just to get the next track in, then you're a lazy DJ, straight up. So yeah, sync button, don't use it, never will. Think it's a load of crap because it does take away from the experience of actually being a DJ. Has the technology advances made DJing easier? Not necessarily. Has it made it more accessible? Yes. It's made it so that someone who wants to try it but doesn't have the $4,000 or $5,000 it takes for you to buy like a full kit here in Australia, someone who doesn't have that kind of money, and it gives them a chance to sort of give it a shot. Yeah, they'll need the laptop, or if they already have a computer at home, which most people do, they can still use it, but it also gives them a good chance, good feel as to how it will kind of be. It doesn't compare to using CDJs, though I do find using my controller a lot more fun than using CDJs. So that's just personal preference. I love my controller, I take it everywhere. Every time I've played a gig, it has not left my side. But yes, it hasn't made DJing easier because one, you still need to find the tracks that work together. You still need to find the tracks that have the right key. You still need to find the tracks that are in the, roughly the same BPM. So there's still a lot of personal work involved. So it hasn't necessarily made DJing easier. It's just made it more accessible. Programs doing all the work? I don't think so. The program I run with the S4 is the one I got with the S4. It doesn't do all work for me, but mainly because I don't let it. I think you were talking about key and BPM and trying to find out the BPM. Yes, it's made that kind of aspect a lot easier. Like it beat grids it for you, but it'll only beat. Well, I find that with mine, it'll only beat grid it to one beat grid. So if the song changes tempo halfway through, so from maybe 130 down to 110, or wherever it goes, the program I use will only lock it to that first BPM it finds. So there is still a lot of ear work I need to work out. So if I have a track that changes BPM, I'll need to go through, find out what that second BPM is, but I'll have to remember it because I can't change the BPM grid halfway through for some reason. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Who knows? I don't really care because it makes it a bit more fun, and I'm using my ears a lot more in those instances. Yeah, you're talking about when the sync button was on, DJs acting like they're really getting into it, but they're really not. They're not actually doing anything. Has this made DJs lazy? Yes, it has. If they use the sync button, if you look in the description down below, there's a link to my Facebook and my SoundCloud. Everything on my SoundCloud has been done live on the S4, no syncing, nothing. There's a huge R&B mashup on there that goes for about 15 minutes. The vocals and the backing tracks I've got, and I've ran through the program and mixed it up, got the tempo right, and worked all that out myself. I have found that the whole acting thing does move into CDJs. I think there's a lot of evidence around on the internet of some high name DJs putting in one CD pre-made mix and then just almost stepping away from the kit and just letting the kit do what it, just letting the mix play through and pretending like he's doing something. So it's not just controllers and the sync button, it is CDs and CDJs, because anybody can go at home, jump onto Ableton, make a little mix up, put it onto a CD, go into a club, play that. What have we got? Mobile DJ's price drop. Does that make you less of a quality DJ? Yes and no. My prices for my mobile stuff is fairly close to what every other DJ around. I've called them up and said, hey man, I've got a party, what do you charge? And I found a nice little happy medium. I don't really move from that medium. I don't go too low, I don't go too high. I stay right there, just to keep the competition out there. Just to keep everything fair. I don't think it'd be fair if I started undercutting them by however much. I don't think I've ever had a complaint from a party. So I guess, yeah, there's definitely a bit of quality in my DJing. We'll stop blowing my own horn for that one. Making the tracks away from the studios, you said, you can get Ableton on your laptops. I think that's good as well. Another spontaneous event, I want to do something, bang, 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 get it done. And it means that you can work on things when you're in the mood to work on things. If you're not in the mood and you're at the studio and it's sort of like, I really have to work on it, but I know if I do, it's going to sound like shit. Yeah, I think that's the only problem with that. So that's why I think the whole laptop thing is actually really good, and it kind of frees you up as well, so you don't feel the pressure when you're at the studio to make the track, because you've only got so much time there, because you have to go on tour, or you have to go play somewhere, or you have to go to work even. So I don't think it's completely bad. I think it's actually really, really good. Unfortunate for the studio and producer owners, but they've always got live bands to record. They've always got to make the VST sounds, for whatever plugins we get, those sounds still need to be created. And I think they do new ones, at different studios, at better studios. So I think there's always going to be work. There won't be as much work, but there always will be work for people like that. The whole finding tracks, creating vibe, I think is, for me, the kit that I use, my S4, definitely allows me to interact with the people more. it frees up a bit of my time to really look at the crowd, really notice what they want, or even engage in them, bring them over to the table. Hey, how you doing? You know, what do you want to hear? How's your night going? That kind of thing. Um, and if they say, oh, I want this track, I look at my thing. Oh, I don't have it. Do you have it on your phone? Yes, I do. Quickly send it to me, and I can get it on. That's happened to me a fair few times, and I've been able to, you know, keep them happy. If I haven't had a track that, you know, they do, they're able to send it to me. I can load it up within seconds, you know, or minutes even. So I think that's good. I think the big overlying question here is, how has the music industry changed? How is it for me, and where is it going? That kind of thing. This will be really quick, I hope. For me, the music industry is edging more towards the whole popularity and what will make the companies more money. Obviously, because they're companies, that's what they're there for. They're there to make money. But then you get situations where you'll have a really good DJ. He's actually genuinely really awesome what he does, but he won't get the recognition because he doesn't know the right people, which is sad. I mean, like, if he's really good and he's really loving what he's doing, he should be getting the proper recognition. Just because he doesn't know the right people shouldn't put him at a disadvantage from someone who knows the right people, but isn't that good at doing it. I mean, there's evidence all around the world of this happening, not just Melbourne, everywhere, and it's not just, you know, DJing, it's the pop industry as well, the rock industry, everything. Everyone's looking at, okay, how marketable is this person, or what kind of an image is this person giving, and how can we use it to our advantage to make the most out of them. That's how it feels. I know that it definitely feels like that in Melbourne. Definitely a huge popularity contest. It's really hard. I suppose that's anywhere. It's really hard to get your name out there. But even if you are genuinely good and your name's relatively out there, you're still not. It's still not working for you. So it really does come down to not necessarily what you know, but who you know. That's how I feel it is for me. I guess being kind of new to the whole club scene in Melbourne anyway. I guess it's just a learning curve, but it's a tough learning curve. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I think that's everything. Covered everything on that little bit of paper. But yeah, keep up the good work, Jonathan. Look forward to seeing your next video.